What up? What up? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the AFYL Podcast. How can you transform your money magnetism? How can you do that? Like this is about you transforming your money magnetism. How does it work? Today we're going to briefly. Usually these podcasts are about 20 minutes, so we're going to briefly get into the mindset of how money magnetism is created. And so I'm super excited. I'm super excited because, God has blessed you and I with superpowers. Do you know you are super powerful? You are transformative. You are an amazing individual. You are carrying the solution to one of my problems. And I need to know where I can find you so that you can help me with it. And so today we're going to look at this transformation process when it comes to getting magnetized to what it is that you actually desire. So, man, what an exciting day. And, it's interesting because I'm getting into it. It's interesting because one of the things that I was sharing with Jenny, my wife, recently is something that I discovered in my past. And I may have shared it briefly here, but I'm going to talk about it today. I think it's important. And so usually the key to our future usually lies in something that we overlooked in our past. So if you were going to get, I want you to consider this and go with me. Use your feelings today. Like really use your feelings. Like I want you to feel everything today of what it is that I'm going to make sure that I demonstrate and speak about. If you were to if you was in the office of a therapist, I say a therapist, you may have one, but I would say a therapist. Just with your understanding of a therapist, what do they do? Like, what's usually one of the first things that they're trying to figure out about you? They want to learn about your past. See, we got to forget the past, especially if it's going to keep us from being magnetized. Think about that feeling of magnetism. What if you actually were magnetized by all the things that you desired? What if that actually was real? This is the transformation process today. And so here it is. You go back into your past. You're talking to a therapist. They want to find out what's hurting you. What are you dealing with? What were the circumstances that caused certain feelings? Because you probably went into the office. I've never been to a therapist, but I have a therapist. Now I'm different. So this is not about what other people do. I have a therapist. My therapist is the Holy Spirit, God Himself. That's my therapist. And I can say that because that's how God transformed me. I did go through therapy, and I went through a lot of it in order to get to this point. So if someone asked me if therapy is good, I would say absolutely. If someone asked me, should Jay, should I go to therapy? You should probably go to therapy, right? Because if that's your idea, back when I was having to go through therapy, it wasn't a thing. Now it's a thing. I'm glad it wasn't a thing back then, because if it had been a thing, I may have overlooked what I really needed to do, which was connect with God. I needed to connect. All right. So therapist takes you back. You learn something about you start talking about your past, things are coming up, and then the therapist asking all these questions. Yeah, oh, look at that. The therapist's like, wow, I see something. I've never been to therapy, so I don't know what therapists do. Oh, I see something. This is interesting. Oh, and then they start asking more questions. Usually therapists don't give a lot of solutions. At least I don't think they do. I think they just allow you to help yourself into the solution, which is kind of like coaching. And so then you start discovering these things. And so I went back. When I was in therapy, I didn't even know God was revealing something to me. But it took 7 years. It took 7 years for it to literally come up. Like imagine, listen, people go to therapy for a long time. So I've been in therapy for a long time. So I can't throw any shade on therapy, like and how long a person has to go in. So if you have an idea to go into therapy, you better do it. And you better stay in there stay in therapy until you solve the big problem, whatever that is. So I came out and God says, well, let me just show you what's been your problem. You're afraid to be seen. I said, what? He says, that's that idea right there. He said, that one idea, as much as you've been in front, is like, dude, I was a shy person who was I was a known person because I played basketball in school. So, that draws attention. I was tall, so that draws attention. Maybe semi-attractive, that draws attention. But yet, you don't want to be seen. So God highlighted that to me. This week I shared it with Jenny. And I was like, yeah, that's the idea. And so it was interesting because we just finished writing. We just finished our brand new book that's going to be releasing very soon. And my publisher says, hey, you should get some readers. Probably some readers that maybe folks that you're not as connected to, folks that would give you an honest review. And, I'm just like, well, what am I going to do? And, I was a little nervous. See, and then this is all working for business too, because in business, one of my coaches, mentors, he's a coach from afar. He says, look, if you're broke, or if you're not making it, I won't use the word broke. If you're not making as much money as you would like, and you're in business, it's because you're not advertising. You don't advertise enough. The more you advertise, the more money you can make. And I said, man, this is interesting. Advertising requires you to be seen. Now, here's the thing. I've been doing this podcast for 7 years today. Dang, that's right. Today is 7-year anniversary. I should have put that in the caption. But maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow and in subsequent 7 days. 7 years. Where I started the podcast. But at the time, it was called the Enlightenment Broadcast. Well, at the time, no, when I first started, it was nothing. I just came on. I just was talking. And then it went from me just talking motivation to enlightenment, the Enlightenment Broadcast, then the Enlightenment series. What is this enlightenment? Man, I'm getting enlightened to some stuff and I'm just sharing it. Got to the point where it developed into something else where, I'm the healthy accountant, and then one day it says helping you to account for your life. And I said that for probably a couple of years. And then all of a sudden the actual Account for Life podcast was born, and then we published that in 2020. But not wanting to be seen, not wanting to advertise, not wanting to pretty much go through whatever it takes to bring to you the transformation. I want to ask you something. What is the transformation around money you would like? You absolutely. What transformation would you like? Seriously, don't play games with this. Most people lie about how much money they would actually like. Most people say, I just want to be comfortable. That's a lie. Screw that. If I was a cursing man, I'd be cursing like Tony Robbins. Screw that. Nobody want just enough. Just enough will keep you broke. So we don't want that. You want to be so independent. You want to be so independent that all your needs is taken care of and more. Plus the needs of others are taken care of as a result of your life. Most people are afraid of money. Most people are afraid to say, I'm doing it for the money. In the book that I'm releasing, Beyond Tax Strategy, I share some myths about money, and then the truth about money is you better do it for it. You better do whatever you are going to do for it. Not that you love it so much that you would do anything illegal, or immoral. But you do it for, because when you have it, you can love people even better. You can love people even better. So magnetism happens because something literally is pulling. Magnetism, something is pulling. Something is pulling. So when we think about money, what is money? Money is an idea. Money is an idea. So if money is an idea, then that means I can easily attract as many ideas as I would like to me anytime. I know it's true. Check. Oh, this just happened yesterday. Wait, don't run away. Because everyone would like to attract more money in their life. And literally, I was on my phone. I was on the text of a friend of mine. Her name's Beth. And I'm going through the text of a few people, and I forgot to do it. It's sitting literally in my queue. I'm thinking about Beth. And do you know, Beth texted me later on that day. I threw an idea out there. I was thinking about my friend Jamie. I said, man, me and Jamie got to connect. But here's what happened. Jamie was talking and thinking about me the day before. The next day, here it is. I'm thinking about Jamie. Let me text Jamie. Bam. Oh, let's connect. Jay, man, I was just talking about and thinking about you because we hadn't connected in a while. Ideas are what? Attract. That's where the money is. The money is in the idea. So when you put the right idea out into the marketplace, out into the world, then it has to come back. Everything that resembles that has to come back. And something else happened yesterday. Anything else happened yesterday? I don't know. But those two things happened where those were, another thing. I talked about this yesterday, but I heard that a friend of mine, husband had gotten sick. Yeah, I heard of a friend of mine's husband got sick. I saw the post and I immediately knew. I knew what the problem was. I knew it. I looked at the picture. I saw it. Hey, pray for my husband. I knew it happened. And so I knew it happened and I really knew it. And then I was talking to another friend days later. And he says, it came up and I says, hey, I think it was this. I think this, that, and that. He says, you knew that? I said, yeah, for some reason I just knew it. He says, are you serious? Yeah, I knew. Guys, today is about attracting money. This is forget attraction. This is about magnetizing yourself to money. It's the idea that you have around it. What idea do you have around money? Is it not enough? There's too many rich people, they have too much of it, so it's not enough for you. It's the idea around money, the fact that, man, I just need to hoard it for myself. When I get it, I just want to save as much as possible. Yeah, I don't want to do anything with it. I don't want to make any plans. But I had horrible ideas around money. Horrible, terrible. And they were so bad that, hey man, they kept me in a state. It kept me in a lesser state. So when I say lesser state, they kept me in a state that wasn't optimal. It wasn't optimal to what it is that I actually desire. Have you ever said something like, I'm going to be rich? Anybody ever said that? I would like to be rich. I would like to be rich. I'm going to be rich. Or, this is the best part. This is the best one. Say this. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. One of the books that will publish. I know it's crazy, right? I'm talking about all these books. One of the books that will publish soon, don't know when, How to Get Rich. We will publish a book on how to get rich. Because when I was young, two things happened. I didn't want to be seen. That was a negative. On the other side, I had a knowingness around money. Meaning it was like, hey, I knew this money. I knew there was something in my future when it came to money. Didn't understand it, didn't know exactly what it was, but I just knew it. If you or me or anyone is going to transform their money, magnetism, this is what we're going to have to do. This is the exact way you're going to have to do it. I want you to consider something it's as deep. I want you to consider a deep thing. I'm not known to be too deep, but I want you to consider something deep today. You ever heard of a word called dream? You know what that is? This is one of these words that we're told that, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, no one ever gets their dreams. That's a pipe dream. That's never going to happen for you. But we're going to suspend all beliefs around dreams today for the transformation of money magnetism in your life. We're going to suspend it. And there's a really cool book that I love. It's called U Squared, written by Price Pritchett. And there's it's a beautiful book, man. I was so enamored when I read this book. And in the book, it talks about suspending old beliefs. Like you have to suspend the beliefs. And in the suspension of your beliefs, we're going to insert a question. Are dreams possible? Are they possible? Here's your answer. Yes. You don't need, no proof needed. Here's the answer. Yes, dreams are possible. If I had a dream, what would it be? So we did two things here. Are dreams possible? No, three things. We suspended the beliefs of the past. Hey, if you want to pick them up at some other time, if that's your desire, then do it. But for right now, let's suspend those beliefs. We're going to suspend all the beliefs that we know about whatever. And we're going to insert this question. Are dreams possible? Our answer is going to be equivocally yes, absolutely. And from there, if I had a dream, well, what would it be? What is it? And then you're just going to write down as much as humanly possible to figure out what dreams look like for you. We're not telling you that you're about to get the dream, because that's a different process. Getting is not the same as first seeing and being. But right now we're just seeing, we're not even being anything. So there's three things that you can do to transform your money mindset today. And then we're going to close. We're going to repeat it one more time. What is it? Suspend all beliefs that I have around money and dreams. 2, ask this question. If I had a dream, what would it be? 3, I want to then write every dream, everything that I can think of. That would be amazing. Everything. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about what the next steps are. But right there, this is the start of transforming your money magnetism, because at the end of the day, we don't want to lie to anybody to say, hey, I just want to make it. No one just making it. This is not a podcast. This is not about making it. This is about having more than you need so you can do more than you ever thought you can do and help more people than you ever thought you can help. So that's how you transform your money magnetism from the beginning. This podcast is going to be a place. This podcast is a place where people will transform their money magnetism. We got some other cool things planned for the future as well. So I appreciate you guys for joining me for this episode of the AFYL Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Healthy Accountant, and wherever you are watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, subscribe, become a subscriber on whatever platform that is. And make sure you tell somebody about this podcast, about how, man, we're going to be able to, we can transform our money magnetism. Let's tune in on a daily basis to the AFYL Podcast so that we can walk through this process of literally becoming a money magnet and living out the dreams that we actually desire to have in our life. So guys, I thank you for joining me for this episode of the AFYL Podcast. I'm Jay Money, Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.